before we get to the previews, I just wanted to say something about the Tony Khan thing and even Dave Meltzer. So it's very interesting to me because like Dave won't come on the show. Let me see, because I actually wrote him an email. Let me see if he answered me. Because you disagreed with some things he said. And it's like, bro, you're on Twitter every day fighting half the world with your surliness. You've never been disrespected or ambushed on this show. Why wouldn't you come out here and just debate, you know? And so, I like Dave. I just don't know why for him it's such a big deal not to come on the show, and hopefully he will reconsider that. And it's the same thing with Tony. If you're gonna go do an interview, you're going to be asked these questions. You should have at least said during the interview, I can't because there's legal aspects to it. But I think you can, like Ariel Helwani said, all right, just tell me what you were thinking. You can't even tell me what you were thinking, And so I think that Tony's problem is, he's got to get his head out of the sand. He's too busy hoping nobody talks bad about them at the beginning. The honeymoon period is over, bro. At the beginning, you were new, you were hiring all these people, it was a fresh product. But, you can't go around with rose-colored glasses. This is a cutthroat business, and you got a lot of immature people in your business. You got a lot of toxic people in your dressing room. And, they were mad at me because I had wrestlers tell me, hey, you shouldn't have said what you said. Well, I wasn't wrong. And Tony didn't like it. Well, hey, there's a problem in the dressing room. I wasn't wrong, address it. And so, I don't think it does any good for you to go out there and say no comment. And I know there are some legal issues because I actually asked Kenny Omega if he could send me a video for Triple Mania, whoever wins between Vikingo and Phoenix, because, he's a number one contender. And he goes, I still can't because of legal issues. So there is something legal going on. Tony should have said at the beginning of the interview, listen, if you ask me anything about Punk, if you ask me anything about the Young Bucks, anything like that, I can't. We're going through legal issue until that recourse, is settled. I can't. But you can tell Ariel what you were thinking. Right.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with anything.
You're not. Yeah. You obviously came on to say nothing. He's so polite about it, but at the end of the day, the guy and very rare for Ariel, who's very professional and very credible, to say what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he said, it was one of the most frustrating interviews, huh?
That's what I was gonna say. How long's he been in the game doing interviews all around with wrestlers, fighters, everything? And for him to say it's one of the most frustrating for his whole entire catalog of interviews and all that time, that says a lot.
Right. And what's it going to hurt you to say, well, I don't think what Punk said he should have said, but what could I do? He said it, or whatever. But, no comment. I can't comment. I'm sorry, my friend. I can't comment. I can't comment. It's like, dude, it's almost like, when like, they have these guys that they go in front of Congress and they're like, hey, I can't remember. I plead the fifth. I can't remember. Then what the f did you come here for if you don't remember?
It's like, you got to if somebody's asking you to come on their show.
Right.
And you agree. It's like, okay, you're kind of accepting the contract. Okay, you're going to have some tough questions I'm going to answer, and that's why I'm coming on your show. But if you're just bringing me on your show, like I'm gonna say no comment. It's like, dude, I literally came on your show under false pretenses.
Right.
It's like I agreed to an interview, but I don't want to answer your questions. That's like, come on. It's like, that's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I think you kind of do a disservice, and you just gotta. I agree with, and we've been saying it. You gotta go in there, and you gotta take out all the, even if it looks bad that people go back to WWE. Big deal. It's better to take the toxicity out than keep it in there. Right. Well, either that, or you're gonna have to, or you're just gonna have to sit a lot of people home and not let them in the locker room. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's something that Dave just said, actually, Dave Meltzer, about the Helwani and Khan interview. He said, I just saw it. Ariel had the right to be frustrated with the interview. I've been as well when covering AEW of late, which I talk about all the time, so I can't disagree, but I'll talk more later. There's not enough space here. So Dave's apparently frustrated with his ability to get answers and coverage and stuff like that as well. So.
Right. It's not a good look, dude. You're the head of the company. Man up. I like Tony, but I don't got to keep saying that all the time.
Right.
That's besides the point.
Right.
All right.
It's like you like Vince too, but you can be critical of things he says
Right.
and stuff. Right.
That
It's like we
doesn't mean
like
I don't like. Right.
You can like me and be critical of things I say and stuff. And you can
Right.
you can bury Joe on a daily basis.
And you can like
too.
me and
He doesn't like you, Joe.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100. My co-host Disco Inferno. Unfortunately,
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
listen. Every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!